So our project will be to quantify the spatio-temporal, that means space and time changes in the lake catchment between 2024 and 2005. Okay, why I have taken this 2005? Because these topo sheets, the topo sheets that I'm using, that got major update, after 2004 and 2005. So I'm assuming that this data has not been updated after 2004 or 2005. Okay, and we are taking this as a base, base information based on the year 2005. Okay, so and for 2024 we are going to use our Google satellite image or OpenStreetMap. Okay, either Google satellite image or the OpenStreetMap, and we are going to compare the area changes in these two time interval. Okay, what was it, how these lakes got shrunk, or did they expand in this time frame? Okay, so we are going to quantify that, and we will also learn how we can visualize this on our map. Okay, so this is the objective of our project. Okay, so such sort of project you might get in your future jobs, or maybe in your research work, where you have to quantify the changes in some sort of, let's say, agricultural land, okay, forest cover or coastline. Someone was asking about the coastline changes, right? So you can apply this similar approach there as well. So first, we will digitize the lake catchment using TopoSheet for 2005 year and OpenStreetMap or Google Earth imagery for 2024 year. Okay. Then we are going to see how we can, perform the joins. Okay. There will be two processing in vector geoprocessing that we are going to discuss today. And in the end, we are going to see how we can use the data visualization for our results. Okay, so this is going to be our methodology. Okay, so yesterday we used our topo sheet. So I'm going to use the topo sheet 1 here. Okay, so we used this topo sheet 1 to digitize our lake boundary. Okay, so this is the data that we digitized using our topo sheet. Okay, so I'm just going to take the example of only 2 lakes. Okay. And so this is the data for 2005, right? Now when you want to compare it with the 2024, so what you will do, you have to close this topo sheet 1 and your lake of 2005. Okay, now I want to collect the data for 2024. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use the Google satellite, or you can also go with the OpenStreetMap. Okay, whatever you like. So I have digitized the lakes of Greater Chennai 2024. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, so vector, if you want to delete some vector, what you do, okay, I'm going to select this one, and the layer is selected. I went to this point and then I selected the polygon which I want to delete. Okay, so you use this toggle editing mode, switch this on, and then just click on this delete selected button. Okay, if you want to undo this deletion of the layer, then just click on this button here. Okay, that's it. Okay, you can undo and redo your vectors editing or all these things using these two buttons. Okay, and you can also cut your feature. Okay, cut your feature. Suppose I have selected this layer, this polygon. Okay, and I want to cut this feature, and I want to paste this feature in another layer. Okay, then so I use this scissor like icon here and cut it from this layer, and now I want to paste this particular polygon in 2005. Okay, so simply what I will do, I will go to Lake of GCC Chennai. Okay, I will start the toggle editing mode. Okay, and I'll just click on this paste feature option. Okay, so if you will activate this, you see it got pasted in another layer. Okay, so suppose sometimes when you are making multiple polygons, and some of the polygons which should be in 2005, but you made them under this layer, under this 2024 layer, Okay, so you don't have to redigitize them. Okay, you just, what you do, you just cut and paste the desired features. Okay, so this is one simple trick that you can use instead of deleting it, okay, and redigitizing. Because of course digitizing is a very very tedious job. It takes a lot of time, although it's very simple, but it takes a lot of hard work of someone. Okay, and okay, then of course I don't want to do this right now. This was just for the demonstration. I just want to use the undo button here. Okay, and I'm going to deactivate this and select the paste button. Okay, so I got back my layer. Okay, so you just use cut and paste feature that we usually do with our text in Word and in Excel sheets. So you can use these two options in your digitizing panel as well. Okay, so once you are done doing all these things, so just click stop this toggle editing mode. Just make sure that you deactivate it. Okay, now when you want to de-highlight this, just click here. Okay, just click on this refresh button. Okay, so these two lakes we have digitized. Okay, and now let's compare the area of these two lakes. Okay, let's compare it with our with our 2005 layer. Okay, you see there are some difference. There is some difference between the area between 2005 and 2024. Okay, if you see this layer, then you will find out that there is a reduction in the area. Okay, in 2024 the area is reduced. Okay, okay, and in the same way, okay, this is not very clear, so let's reduce the opacity of 2024 layer, the layer which is on the top. Let's reduce its opacity so that we can easily see. Okay, so you see there are some changes in the area, whether it is positive or negative, that we can quantify. Okay, but qualitatively you can say yes, there was a change or there is some increase or decrease in the area. Okay, now okay, let's increase its opacity. Okay, so let's go back to our layers. I'll first go with this lakes of Greater Chennai, and I'll open this attribute table. Okay, save it. Yeah. So now we want to calculate the area for these two lakes in the year 2005. Okay, so for that you go to this open field calculator. Okay, so it has got two options, whether you want to update the existing field. Okay, existing field means ID, taluk, water body, or type, whatever the fields are already existing, or you want to create a new field. Of course we want to create our new field. Okay, so give it a name area. In kilometer square we are going to get our area in kilometer square for 2005, or just let's write area 2005. Okay, so that we don't get confused when we have joined two layers. Okay, and I'm going to use this decimal number here because of course it will be a decimal number. Okay, now here you have to write your formula. Okay, or in the terms of QGIS it is called expression. Okay, so you have to write the simple formula with for calculating area. Okay, and that will be dollar. Just use this dollar sign. Okay, and if you don't want type, you want to type it, just type area here. Okay, search for it. Okay, just use this option. Okay, so dollar and area. Okay, so now you see when you have written the formula, okay, or when you are asking this field calculator to calculate area for you, it will calculate in meter square. Okay, in meter square, but I want my area to be calculated in kilometer square. So I'm going to divide it with 1 after 6 zeros. Okay, and you see when I'm doing that, I'm getting so many decimal places. Okay, so now let's round it off to 3 places. Okay, let's see how we can do that. Okay, so just make just cover it inside small brackets and then type round. Okay, round. So after that you want to round it off, and this value, and in how many places you want to round it off. See, it is also giving you the hint. Okay, this is the value and the number of places that you want. I'm going to go with 3. Okay, so it is giving me up to 3 decimal places. Okay, let's keep it 4. Okay, see, there was 6.420, so that's why when we are typing 3, it is giving us the value of 6.42. Okay, so this value is for your first feature in the layer. Okay, first feature. If you want to check for another one, then you can definitely use these buttons. Okay, and after that, if you have any errors in your formula, then you will get invalid expression. Suppose I remove this bracket, then it will give me expression is invalid, and I'll click on this more info, and it will give me expecting comma or this bracket. Okay, okay, so now let's click on OK, and let's see if our area gets calculated, of course. Okay, and just remember, this area is in kilometer square. Okay, so I'm going to save edits, and I'm going to use this deactivate button. Okay, so let's minimize this attribute table, and let's see our another attribute table of lakes of GCC. Okay, so here, why I'm using, opening these two attribute table, because I want to fill out some features. Okay, so which is this one, this taluk. Okay, just start the toggle editing mode and type uh, the name, which is side a bit. Okay, and here it has null value. Okay, so let's calculate this value, because you see, earlier we took the example of using the new field. Okay, we added a new field. Let's take this example as how we can update the existing field. Okay, so we haven't calculated area for the polygon that we just digitized, so let's update this field now. Okay, so simply use this open field calculator option and click on update existing field. Okay, and click on area, and just type the formula that I provided you before, and up to 3 decimal places. Okay, just type this formula, and you see you will get the preview of your results, and click on OK. Okay, now if I compare, you can see there is the change in area between these two lakes. It is 6.15 in 2024 kilometer square, and it is 6.420 in 2005. Okay, now this is just an attribute table. Okay, now how you can, now the thing is, you want to show this thing or positive or negative changes. Okay, you want to show this in your map. Okay, so for that, what first we have to calculate the difference between these two. Okay, and for calculating the difference, you need a single attribute table. Okay, you cannot do that using two different attribute tables. You have to join them together. Okay, so that you have all this data in one attribute table. Okay, so for this you have to perform one processing, which is called join, which is a very important concept in GIS. You might be using this concept multiple times in your work. Okay, in near future. So there are different type of joins, but today I'm just going to go with this join attributes by field value, because we are using attribute table to join. Okay, join attributes by field value. Okay, so now let's keep this lake of GCC 2024 as input layer. Okay, and then so you need a common field. Okay, if you compare these two attribute table, let's yeah, if you compare these two attribute tables, you will see it has so many common fields. Okay, so you can join using any of these fields, but not with the area. Okay, there won't be any joining between these two. But sometimes what happens, most of the time actually you just have the IDs, okay, or sometimes a state name, or sometimes only a single field that you can use to join two different layers. So make sure you have at least one common field in different attribute table to make this join. Okay, let's minimize these two. So I'm going to use ID, or I mean you can use any of these field. Okay, I'm going to go with water body. And another layer of course we want to join is lakes of GCC in 2005. And you should also make sure you use the same field, okay, the common field to join it. Okay, and if you have any particular or let's say any particular field that you want to copy in your joined layer, in your outcome layer, okay, then you can mention it here. Okay, just use one of these options, just check this box here. Okay, and you can get the result. I want all the fields to be copied. Okay, and what type of join you want? We want to take the attributes of first matching feature only. Okay, one to one. We don't want one to many. We just want one to one. Okay, and you can also use this option to discard records which could not be joined. Okay, and after that we want our joined layer. Okay, so if you do not give it any path here, okay, or if you do not save it here, you will get a temporary layer. Okay, so let's go with the temporary layer at this point, and in upcoming processing I'm going to show you how you can make your layers permanent. Okay, or by permanent I mean you can save your layer in the folder of your choice. Okay, so let's keep it blank right now, and it will create a temporary layer for us. Okay, and after that click on run. Let's see its attribute table now. Yeah, see, we have got it. Okay. Now, as I said, these two layers, you see, the attribute table, we have got a common attribute table which we can use for our calculation. Okay. So this is the area for 2005. Okay. Now, and of course, this is for 2024. Okay. And I will also tell you how you can change the name of the fields. And now, of course, we want to do some calculation here. So let's again open our field calculator. Okay. And let's create a new field. Of course, it will be a new field. And here you want to show the change in area 2024. I'm going to calculate the area with respect to 2024. Okay. 2005. And that means that we are going to subtract the area of lake catchment from 2024, make it decimal number. Okay. Now again, type the formula. Area in 2024 minus area in 2005. Okay. And let's round it off to 3 decimal places. Close the bracket and click on OK. Difference in area. Yeah. Okay. So we have got our results. Okay. So just change the name of the field. Now, you see there are so many repetitions in the field. Okay. So if you have a simple table like this, then it is very easy for you to use the delete field option. Okay. You can just click on delete and just click on the fields that you want to delete. Okay. We don't want everything to be repeated. So this just make our attribute table confusing. Okay. So this is a very simple option, but when you have thousands of records in your attribute table, this process is quite tedious, okay, and quite lengthy, and it's going to take a lot of time. So I want to introduce you to one processing here. Okay, let's like deactivate this toggle editing mode here. Okay, so I want to introduce here one processing which is which you will find in toolbox. Okay, processing toolbox, that is called refactor fields. Okay, so here you can delete your fields. Okay, or you can also change. First let's change the name. As I said, you can also change the name of your fields. Okay, so just give it name area, which you cannot do in your attribute table. Okay, you can do it here. And if you want to delete any field, okay, so these fields are repeating, so I'm going to delete these fields. Just click here. Okay, and click here, and you can also use the control button. Okay, so I also don't want this field. Okay, so let's delete these fields. So we just want these fields to be in our layer. Okay, so click on this button here, click on save to file, and let's keep it name joint layer. Okay, joint. Click on save, click on run. Okay, so refactor field is finished, and I'm going to remove this layer from here. Okay, so okay, save it, deactivate it. Okay, so this is our join layer. Okay, and here we have calculated the difference in area. Okay, and this we are going to, so if you just want to use this in as a table, as an Excel sheet, then you can stop here. But now if you want to visualize this particular number, this particular change, okay, then you have to perform one more step. Okay, so if I compare my lakes of GCC and lakes of 2005, then we want something that can create a layer which shows us the difference in the area. Okay, difference in this area, how much is the difference? You see, if I okay, if I change the opacity, then you can see the difference in these layers. Okay, so let's learn that how we can do that. Okay, then for that, I'm going to go to vector in geoprocessing tools. Okay, there are so many vector geoprocessing that you can perform. So there is buffer and convex hull and all these things. So I have detailed video, detailed recorded lectures on these things. If you want, you can go to our YouTube channel and to learn about them. Okay, so but here we are going to use the difference. Okay, let's calculate difference, and in input layer I'm going to use this 2024 layer. Okay, and in overlay I'm going to use 2005 layer. We are creating a difference between these two layers. So why we are taking the input layer? Okay, so the layer which for example, see, we subtracted our 2005 layer from 2024. Okay, so this is exactly we want to do with our visualization. We want to visualize how much is the change in area with respect to 2024. Okay, or okay, from 2024 to 2005, what was the change in the area? So that's why our input will be 2024. And if you want to read about it, so this algorithm extracts feature from the input layer that fall outside or partially overlap features in the overlay layer. Okay, so it will extract the changes that has happened in 2024. Okay, whether it is positive changes or it is negative changes. Okay, so whatever changes has happened, so the layer for which you want to see the changes, just use that as an input layer. Okay, and now the difference layer, let's make it permanent. Let's save it to our file, and let's call it a difference in lake catchment. Okay, and you can also give it year 2024 2005. Okay, click on save and click on run. Okay, so difference has been created. Okay, now let's close this, and you see, zoom to layer. Okay, so these are the differences in lakes catchment that has happened between 2005 2024 and 2005. Now we want to see whether these changes are positive or whether these changes are negative. Okay, and positive means the catchment area has increased. Okay, because we are taking 2024 as our input layer. Okay, let's zoom and look. Okay, let's quantify that part as well. Okay, let's try to visualize that part in our interface. So for that, again, of course, in this layer, if you will open its attribute table, okay, you do not have any data on the difference. Okay, you just have the area. Okay, so this is the area that has been taken from 2024 layer. Okay, so the area that was calculated using 2024 layer. Okay, so the same attribute table is copied here. Okay, so don't get confused with the area. Okay, now because we have our difference in this joint layer. So it makes sense if we try to join these two attribute table. Okay, so where is another one? Okay, yeah. If we, you see, it makes sense if we join these two layers, then we will be able to visualize the difference value here. Okay, okay, just a moment. This difference value. Okay, so let's try join again. Okay, now let's join these two layers. Okay, so here we are going to use difference in lake catchment. Okay, and table field, let's keep it id. We don't want to get confused with the names. And this will be our joint layer, input layer 2. Okay, and why I'm keeping it as layer 2, I'll explain it in a second. And let's keep it id because both these fields should be same. Okay, why I have kept it input layer 2? Because this particular operation provides me to copy the field from layer 2 only. Okay, so now I can copy difference in area from this particular attribute table. Okay, or this particular vector layer, I can copy this, and in the resultant I'm going to get this field as well. Okay, so if I don't define it here, then it will copy all the fields for me. Okay, now again, join type, keep it default. And if you want, make it permanent or just make it temporary. Okay, whatever you prefer. Okay, now difference in lake catchment. Um, let's say visualization. Okay, keep it now and run and close. Okay, see, now we have got the difference, and click on open attribute table. So we have got difference in area. Okay, for these lakes, right? For these lakes we have got the area, this which is 2024 area. Just ignore this field and let's delete this for now, and it's not moving. Okay, let's delete the field so that it doesn't confuse all of you. Okay, so now you have difference in area of these two lakes between 2024 and 2005. Okay, now let's try to visualize this. Okay, now for that, what you can do, you go to layers panel here. Okay, I'm going to close this processing toolbox. Click on this layers panel. Okay, from here, change single symbol to graduated. Okay, graduated symbol. When you want to classify your numerical values, okay, just use a graduated classification. Okay, and when you want to use, when you want to categorize, let's say land use, land cover, geology, okay, or any sort of polygons which doesn't have numeric value, you can use categorized in that case. Okay, single symbol is simply, it will give a symbol to all the polygons. Okay, just use graduated here. In value field, go with difference in area. Okay, whatever fields, of course, we are classifying the numerical value. Okay, the numerical value here, so you will only get the values which are either integer or decimal values in value section. Okay, so this is difference in area. Now let's, after that, click on classify. Okay, see, you have got so many classification, but of course we do not want these many classifications. We just want to see which area has increased and which area has decreased. Okay, see, there are different modes of classifying also. Okay, just go with equal interval. Okay, because it will classify all your values in equal interval, right? And there is the number of classes. Okay, just type 2. We just want to see whether it has increased or decreased. Okay, so in values, so when you have got only 2 classes, just double click here. Okay, and change the upper value to 0, because we want to create a base level. Okay, or let's say a neutral level, and we want to see what changes, like whether it has increased or decreased. Okay, and here negative change means that the lake area has decreased. So I also want to change what can be shown in the legend. Okay, so you can write decrease, just double click here. Okay, double click on it and just type decrease, and here type increase. Okay, this is what you can do here. And you can also change the color ramp. If you don't like this color ramp, you can go with blues. Okay, and you will get the different shades of blues. You can represent your area like that. Double click on the symbol if you want to use this. Okay, see, you can use this as well. Some texture if you want, to keep this as a texture, and you can go with that as well. Okay, and you can use random color ramp, right? So this is how you can calculate or quantify the changes in area in QGIS, okay, which you can imply or in any field you want. If you are, if you want to calculate the change in shoreline or beach area or changes in the urbanization, forest cover and agricultural land, anything, you can apply all these things, this concept in those fields as well. Okay. Now, what if you want to change the format of your layers, okay, of these layers to geopackage? Just right click on it, click on export, save feature as, okay, and change this history shape file to geopackage. Okay, just give it some name, whatever you like, and let's say changes or okay, click on save and use the UTM zone which you have defined for your layers. Okay, that should be same. And geometry, of course, if you want, you can define it as polygon and click on OK, and it will be changed to geo package. Okay, so